You're listening to Kerry Lutz's Financial Survival Network, where you get valuable information you just can't find anywhere else. To thrive in today's trying times, you need the Financial Survival Network, now more than ever. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and get your free newsletter and gift. Financial Survival Network, now more than ever.
Welcome. You are listening to watching the Financial Survival Network. I'm Kerry Lutz, and today is the last day of September of 2021. Well, if you're like me, you got this nice website. People come to it, but that's all they do. They don't buy, they don't convert. What are you supposed to do about that? Well, Arthur Root is with us now. His website is Nostra, Nostra.ai, and he's going to address some of those issues, tell you how to get your website to actually turn into a money machine. Arthur, it's great to have you. If you've got a question for Arthur, just send us an email to kl@kerrylutz.com. Arthur, so you're a younger guy, so right away we know you know more than us older people. My average audience member, community member, probably a good 10 years, 15 years older than you. So you've been living this stuff. You've been raised on the internet, unlike us. What are three things you could do today to increase conversions on your website?
Well, I think that there's countless amount of things that you can do on your website. And I think that's the problem, that, you want to try out different calls to action. You want to try out different descriptions, maybe different designs, different color schemes, and all of that. And so what I would actually say is, had this been a year ago, 2 years ago, you would have been in this situation where you have all these different possible combinations of content that you want to test out. So different calls to action, as I said, different images, different headlines. How do they all play together? And so the first thing that you can do is create that content. And the second thing that you can do is begin to use advanced tools like artificial intelligence and machine learning so that you can start to focus on creating content, upload all that content, and then let the machine learning determine, all right, based on who's visiting this website. So based on what advertisement they come in from, or based on what data we have on them in the CRM. From there, you as the marketer now can allow the machine to determine, okay, because this person's coming in from advertisement 1, it should be call to action 3, customer testimonial 2, headline 4. And that is the most optimized version for that person. So I would say if you want to start getting conversions on your website and you want to do it efficiently, I think the thing to do would be to start looking into a machine learning based solution.
Okay. And is that expensive to do that?
Not particularly. It's, probably, looking at a couple $100 a page. And, you can probably focus them on the money making pages. So if you're a business and you double the amount of conversions on your checkout page or a product page, it more than pays for itself. We're seeing ROIs in the 3 to 8x.
Right. So how does it work exactly? The AI, where does the AI come into play? How do you get it to work on your site?
Yeah, so there are a couple of different providers. Obviously, I'm biased, and I think Nostra is the best one there. But there are a couple of different companies that you can turn to. I would highly, highly suggest looking at a third party to do this, not an agency, but a software provider. So you're looking at tech companies, the Silicon Valley, New York City-based tech companies that have the budget to afford machine learning scientists. This is not a project that I would suggest to try to do in-house.
Okay. So you need an expert to do this. Is there a lot of programming involved? Are there plugins? Can you do this on a WordPress site, or do you have to use other sites?
You can, well, with us, with a lot of our competitors, you have to rebuild the website on their own platform. But actually with our software, you're able to just integrate it just like a plugin, a line of JavaScript. So just as easy as adding Google Analytics on your site.
So how does the AI work? What does it do to increase the conversions?
So what we'll do is, The old version, the old way to do this would be to run an A/B test. So to test if image one is going to perform better than image two. And every couple thousand visitors, I as a marketer would go in and run some statistical analysis to say, okay, image one is performing it better than image two, and then I would manually update that that flow for a visitor. And so where AI comes in is actually after every single visitor, it runs some sort of analysis, and it says, okay, image one there performed well, call to action two performed well, customer testimonial five performed well, and this combination performed well together. And then we could start driving more traffic to that combination. And then if you imagine it like a horse race where you see different pieces of content that are performing well. So let's say three break away. Of those three that break away, we start funneling more and more traffic toward those three pieces of content. So let's call it call to action one, call to action two, and call to action four are the three highest performer out of all the 7 different calls to action that you're trying. We'll start funneling more and more traffic to each one of those calls to action. And then as we see, okay, now there are 3 left, let's say 2 break away from that, and then you start funneling to those 2. And so every single visitor, we're running analysis. And so you're able to test at a rate that you just can't do if you're human. And so that's kind of how things are done with AI, and it just gets better and better and better over time.
Okay. And so what kind of costs are we looking at to optimize a website like this?
Don't just survive, thrive. The Financial Survival Network.
Torque Resources is an exploration company establishing a portfolio of premier copper gold early stage projects in Chile. Torque's management and technical teams have a strong track record of raising capital, discovery, and monetization of exploration successes. The company's Margarita Copper Gold project is located within the prolific coastal Cordillera Belt in Chile, which hosts some of the world's largest and most profitable copper mines. The Margarita project possesses excellent discovery potential for a major copper discovery due to the strength of the alteration system, large-scale magnetic targets, and the presence of copper oxide mineralization. Drilling is anticipated to begin in Q3 of this year. Torque trades in Canada under TORQ and on the OTC under TRBMF. To learn more, go to torqueresources.com. That's torqueresources.com.
This is the Financial Survival Network, the information you need to thrive now more than ever.
You're probably looking at, depending on the size of the website, probably around, I would probably say a couple $100 by $300-400 per every 10,000 visitors. It depends on, a lot of the pricing solutions out there will depend on visitor count and the number of pages.
All right. So it's relatively inexpensive, and you can literally make up the cost of it in just a few extra sales.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're getting 10,000 visitors a month and you're paying extra $400, let's call it, and you get a 30% increase in sales, I really hope that's worth more than $400 to you as the marketer and the business over there.
Yeah, right. So how long does it take to implement an AI strategy on a website average?
So we're finding, it's around an hour. You're taking the time to implement the software, which is just a couple of minutes. And then just to get started, you can start off with just trying out, 3 to 5 different variations of text-based content, which, you can create maybe, a couple hours to create those different pieces of content. But from a technical side, the beauty of AI today and the level that we've gotten to is, you can get it up and running under an hour, even if you're not technical, just, get it up and going. It's a very seamless process and, something that I would highly recommend.
All right. Well, I like it. I like it a lot. So what other things can you do besides AI-based solutions to up your convertibility, your conversions on your website and your income?
Yeah. So, the other thing that we can do is we can, if you're a website owner, and you want to do something, is to focus on your page load speed time. So if we look at, some websites, some CMSs will load in 600-700 milliseconds, which, quite frankly is a long time for a page to load. And statistically, we find that after every 100 milliseconds that you take off of your page load speed time, you're increasing your revenue by around 1 to 2%. So if you're able to find different ways to speed up your website, whether that's getting rid of tags that you don't need, or getting or hosting more things on the content delivery network, those are two very effective ways to speed up a website.
All right. And so tell us, obviously you've done this for a number of people before. Tell us a success story.
Yeah. So we most recently, I guess there are two success stories here. So one would be we worked with a media company that sold magazine subscriptions. And before, the day we took over, they were converting people around 4% on the page that they were driving traffic to. And, around an hour after they set up around an hour after we agreed to kind of give Nostra a go with them, they built the content, they got it up and going, and they implemented the software within, 3 hours from the time that they said yes to the time that it was, that we started diverting traffic to the Nostra landing page. After that, they didn't do a single thing for 24 days, and they saw their conversions go from 4% all the way up to 23%.
Yep. Is that the highest you ever saw, 23%, or have you seen it go higher than that?
We're seeing some in the high 20s, and we expect them to keep growing. So that's an example of putting in 3 hours of work and seeing an uncalculable ROI. We're talking thousands of percent, as for how much they paid versus, the extra revenue they brought in. And so what really at the end of the day, it's no time and you just get more revenue. Seeing a 5, 4, 5, 6x increase in conversions literally just means to a lot of people 4, 5, 6x more money in their pocket.
Interesting. Very, very interesting here. And anybody could basically do this, huh?
Pretty much anyone can do this as long as you've got access to your content delivery network. So that means, if you're hosted on on AWS, if you're hosted on Cloudflare, Google Cloud, whatever it is, you can do it. And, even that, there are different workarounds on our end so that, even if you are a Shopify site, you can still, find a way to work with us and go from there.
All right. So I guess you're going to want to know how to get in touch with Arthur, where to find you. Arthur, people want to find out more about what you can do for them, how you can increase their conversions. Where's the best place to find you on the web?
The best way to find me would be to just email me at Arthur, ARTHUR, @nostra.ai, or you can find me on LinkedIn, Arthur Root, just, ARTHUR space ROOT.
Excellent. And in the show notes to this interview, you'll find a link to Nostra.ai. Click it. You'll get some information there. Arthur, it's really exciting. We might be giving you a call in the not too distant future, see what you could do to help the Financial Survival Network. It seems like it's so inexpensive. It's such an inexpensive solution that really plagues everybody in the business. You're always trying to get more with less. And it seems like you've really got a solution for doing that. So we appreciate you coming on. Got a question for Arthur? You can always shoot us an email, kl@kerrylutz.com. We'll get it off to him and get you an answer. And make sure you go sign up for your free newsletter at financialsurvivalnetwork.com. Arthur, interesting conversation. We'll definitely be talking to you again. You're our AI expert here.
Thanks, Kerry. And yeah, if anybody mentions that they're a part of your network, if they know you, Kerry, we'd be happy to give them 20% off of their first year with Nostra.
Even better. All right. So you can get 20% off. Just mention Financial Survival Network. Arthur, been a pleasure. We'll talk to you again real soon.
All right. Thanks, Kerry.
Thanks for listening to Kerry Lutz's Financial Survival Network, your solution to today's trying times. For the latest, go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com. Financial Survival Network, now more than ever.